Again, with the dualities about criminal versus a law-abider. So, order is about processes. It's about balance. There is law and order, which determines a specific way to be. And then there's criminal order. That is the other side of it. That determines a specific way to be. And there is state-sanctioned criminal behavior, and there's unsanctioned criminal behavior. If it's state-sanctioned criminal behavior, it has a specific lifespan that doesn't last very long, as you've seen, like with the Epsteins and other people in Hollywood. And unsanctioned criminal behavior, you know you're going to get caught so quick. You're not going to have the luxury to be able to string out your criminal behavior for years and years and years and years and years. So you have to understand how this works. Okay? I don't make a point to try to be a crusader rabbit and try to right the wrongs of the world. I mind my own business. If somebody's getting hurt and I see it, I'll call the police because I don't want to see somebody getting hurt. Will I actually intervene? I don't want to put myself in that position. So I'm going to call somebody that will put themselves in that position to make a determination. And be kind of like the sacrificial lamb, because whatever happens, you don't know what's going to happen, and something might happen to where someone will characterize the situation if there's a specific outcome. But remember, every single one of you guys determine your path in life. And so you're going to see, at this point that the criminals are going to do whatever they're going to do. You can't stop them, you guys. Now, if someone tries to go on your property, we have stand your ground here in Ohio. Thank God that we have stand your ground here in Ohio, so the criminals are not trying to take over the ones that are trying to be law abiders. But if you live in a country or in a state that doesn't have stand your ground, where you need to retreat before you do anything, okay, well then be very careful who you interact with and who you entertain. Because there are these balancing dualities that do run the world. And I'm reading about the 13, 17 bloodlines. And they have their light side of creating an infrastructure and a way to make money in our society. The Lees, they are the Chinese Illuminati bloodlines, L-I or L-E-E, and they have their dark and light side. Every single titan of industry, every single Illuminati bloodline has a balance of both. And then you as a person have to figure out which side you want to reside on and defend it to the very end. But if you aren't part of the state-sanctioned criminal behavior type of stuff, you haven't earned that right to be a criminal. Eventually, it'll catch up with you. Now, as far as what's going on with the police and everything and doing police reform, and everyone's going to have to basically be their own policeman in their own world, well, this is where it's about the strong. The strategic, the innovative, and the strong are going to survive in this society. That's for damn fucking sure. That is for damn sure. And so if you pride yourself into trying to right the wrongs in the world and trying to stop human trafficking or stop this or stop that, you're wasting your freaking time. There's always going to be that balance until everyone's on the same page. And that probably will not happen because the Lush energy is the energy that brings innovation. So there's going to be things that are not going to be to your liking, whether it's represented in a TV show or on some reality show or it's some story you read in a book, but at least it's not you. But you'll take that energy and you'll use it to make the world a better place and to give people the opportunity to make that choice in life. If they choose to ignore you, then they'll be the loose energy that you're going to basically inhale and convert and still give people the choice on what to do in a situation. This is probably the most amazing time that we lived in our life. You guys don't even know. I think most of you know that's been following me as far as Agility Juice and watching my evolution. But we are living in such an amazing freaking time. It's unreal. 20 years ago, I would not picture myself in this thought process. Thank God I got off of the drugs. Not that I was on drugs, but I smoked pot here and there. But thank God I got off of turning to certain things lightly to deal with, whatever issues that I had. And I still faced most of them, but I wasn't a drug addict, but I was trying to anesthetize myself on some level, running away, doing all this stuff. But thank God I got off of all of that. Now I have no reason to do anything now except smoke a cigarette when I'm really getting my brain all figured out, and that actually is a growth process. Cigarettes actually are good for you when you're not on a deficit, because it does mix up your hormones to give you a different clarity of thought, a different way of saying things, and actually confirms whatever belief system. I think I smoke about maybe 3 cigarettes a day. I don't usually smoke the whole thing, but usually when I feel that power from the cigarettes, because I'm actually thinking about something and putting something together, or confirming something that I just discovered. And I'm just like, oh my God, this is so amazing. Like last night I was like, oh my God, about the ocean and salt and microbiome and all those connections. Okay. But at some point, you're going to have to realize that we live in a black and white world. That is the constant dueling of dualities. And so for your belief process to exist, a complete opposite must exist simultaneously. That's what a lot of you who are against things and are all about being an activist on stuff don't realize, that you cannot take away the opposing point of view, no matter how much you try, no matter how many freaking links you want to post out there and say, hey, this person's horrible, this person's bad, whatever. I don't care what it is that you think you're going to do on your keyboard warrior bullshit. You cannot take away an opposing point of view. That's the fucking balance in our society. Okay? And so criminal versus a law abider, they both reside on the same plane. Who's smarter, the criminal or you? If the criminal figured out you're smarter, then he'll go find an idiot out there who goes and does something, or give them allowance to do something. Criminals don't mess with people who are strong and who know how to protect themselves. Criminals only go after the weak. And there's plenty of them out there. We have 6.5 billion potential weak people out there that are waiting to be sacrificed on some level. Okay? So this is why you must have a clear gut to outsmart those that are going to try to take over you. I'm serious. And then you honor the complete opposite of who you are, because they're just as cunning as you are, but in a different way. And so this is the whole back and forth of criminal versus law abider. I'm sorry, but you guys both reside in the same plane. You're both as cunning as each other, but one's going to be smarter, and it's interchangeable. Sometimes the criminals are smarter than the law abiders. And guess what? They build their empires. The Illuminati know how to work both sides of the freaking coin. So they make money on the criminal side, and they make money on the law-abiding side. And we as regular citizens who live in their world, we have to pick the side that they're not going to go and say, hey, you're taking from our pool. And so, yeah, this is some pretty amazing stuff. And so, just understand your place in this world. Understand that for every positive, there's a negative out there. And it's all about balance. For every good person, there's a bad person. Okay, more power to you. Who's going to win out, the bad person or the good person? Well, it's all a balance. That's all relative to what good and bad is. And then in the end, it's who is more strategic. Sometimes it's the police officer, and sometimes it's the criminal. And they go back and forth every single day. So All right. Bye.